Okay, good morning. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and today would be another session of Core Council's Twitter Spaces. We hold this regularly, almost before we aim to do it twice a month. And today we have a very interesting topic, which is about building in the bear market on the XRPL. And with me is my co-host, Crypto Eyes, otherwise known as Abner in real life. And this is AG Riddlers. I am hosting the space and using the Core Council spaces. So if you are unaware, this is AG Riddlers, and we're trying to get as many people to join our space. And today we have a special invited guest. His name is Snake or Mario, and he's very notable in the NFT space. We're gonna have him on stage to share with us his knowledge on the future of art, the future of collectibles. But there you go. And yeah, Abner, how's your day been?
Oh man, I'm just waking up to from having a big night, so I'm all happy. But it's been good. It's been good to stay positive in the bear market, especially now when everything is going downwards. It's the people who are building on the XRPL, the NFT, and other creators of different arts that are keeping the blockchain busy. And a lot of the times these people don't get enough appreciation. They don't get shown enough love because sometimes people look at the NFT creators as if they're just other people on the blockchain, but we are the people that are supporting the blockchain, and we are the volume right now that's trading on blockchain. So it's always good to show appreciation for many of these projects. So as people who have projects on the XRPL, we understand the value that NFTs bring to the blockchain, and we will continue to do so. But at the same time, we will continue to also support those people who are continuing to build, because at the end of the day, we are a big community, and the community is everything.
Absolutely. And yeah, we are just came off fresh from an NFT collection that did well with our first 2,500 collection for the Coreum punks, and thanks to our partners, the the NFT evolutions, and also everyone who's here in this call. Many of you have bought loads of Korean punks, and we're learning. And many of you are far more experienced, talented, and passionate in this space. And Abner, myself, and the rest of Core Council are just happy to be in this community, and also seeing that we're growing and building communities during the bear market is just a breath of fresh air. And today we have another speaker that we have on stage, and his name is Snake. Snake, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone and just share with us your overall thoughts and sentiment of the NFT the NFT space?
Good afternoon. First of all, thank you, Albert, for the introduction. I truly appreciate it. And shout outs to the Core Council for having an amazing Twitter space as always. It's always a pleasure to be on stage with you guys. For those that don't know me, I'm Snake Plissken 86, one of the co-founders of Degen Titans, and where we foster a lot of NFT projects such as XRP Family, and our latest project that's on Bitcoin Ordinals is Ape Runners, which is my current PFP at the moment. But yeah, as far as the NFT space, I mean, it's definitely taken its black eyes in the past couple of weeks for sure, but it's nothing that I think we can't recover. This is the time where champions are born, in my opinion. You're gonna have to weather the storm, and the people that truly believe in the space, like people that are in this Twitter space at the moment right now, and the project developers, the artists, mods, collab managers, you name it. This is the time where you're building, you're networking, your net worth. Your network is your net worth. It's my philosophy, and this is where you're building. Right now we're in the middle of a lot of uncertainty in the air. I mean, you have all the SEC starting to put the hammer down, and nobody knows where it's going to go next. But I don't think that's going to do anything for the NFT space. I feel like if anything, it's going to bring more clarity over time. Now, it might have a lot of corrections like we're seeing now with cryptocurrencies and where it also flows into the NFT market. But it's nothing that I don't think that it's going to be here long term. I do believe I'm a firm believer in NFTs. I'm a firm believer of crypto, and I think it's here to stay. And for those that are building here at the moment, people that are investing, I'm not giving financial advice by any means, but I do think that being in the right assets, you can make some substantial life changing wealth on some of these, especially coins like XRP or Coreum or even Bitcoin.
Abner?
Um, Thank you, Mario, for beautiful introduction as well. Um, when I look in the audience, I see a lot of people who have different projects, and I do thank them because at the end of the day, when we look at your project or when people look at our project, people are inspired to either create their own project, and sometimes we are inspired to support the others. One thing that is important, especially now in the bear market, is that community support. You know, it's something that is lacking a lot of the time. And I feel like we need to really take a step back and continue to elevate each other up because there are some projects on XRPL. Sometimes I'm going through the legend. I'm like, I've never heard of that. I've never seen that. And these people are just maybe just too small. They're starting, they're a startup company. And, we have to help elevate each other or help each other be in that limelight. Um, we've been very grateful, very, very grateful that with the release of our NFT, the Coreum Punk, we sold a collection of 500. I think the quickest sellout pretty much was 45 minutes. And our minting was completely done, you know, completely sold out in 45 minutes. So I was like, wow, this is a massive support that we're getting from the community, especially the XRPL community, which um when you compare it to any other blockchain, it is very much underrated when it comes to the NFTs on XRPL if it's compared to Ethereum or Ordinals and Solana and so on. And that has to change, in my opinion, because there is no place to mint or transact XRP NFTs cheaper and faster than on XRPL. So we need to expose the beauty of the XRPL and get people to come and mint on XRPL. And that is going to take a lot of community effort. It's going to take projects lifting and supporting each other, and also projects branching out to this other community and bring them on um, to the XRPL. So it's upon all of us to take this initiative. It's upon all of us to take those steps and help build this blockchain because we love the XRPL and we're building on it and we want to make sure we continue to grow. So yeah.
Wow. And great uh, overall, I guess the positive sentiment that we're seeing despite the bear market, it's a huge sign that NFTs and art collectibles, uh, crypto collectibles is here to stay. And this reminds me of that revolution that started probably in December 2017 when the crypto world was caught by storm with this crypto kitty fever that actually started to trade at over what $52 million at that time with over 300,000 users, at the peak of it. And then we saw that trend actually continue to rise all the way to December 2021, which makes me actually, you know, bullish that despite the bear market, we launched a collection that still did well despite the, relatively new community that we have in Core Council. And there are many more robust communities where we have here Snake, who has been seasoned to be, very seasoned in this space. Maybe you can chime in, Snake or Mario, to just share with everybody what made you enter this NFT space, what drew you to it, and how long have you been in it, and where you're at now with some of your projects. Yeah, just feel free to just introduce and get everybody acquainted with you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Albert. Well, I've been in the NFT space a little bit over 3 years now. I've been in a holder of XRP since 2017. It's the first cryptocurrency I've ever bought. It was the one I was introduced to, and the rest was history. What got me into NFTs was I just loved well, I was a comic book collector when I was a kid. So I used to collect comics, and I'm an '80s kid, so I used to play with Pogs and all this old school stuff. And when when NFTs came out, they're non-fungible tokens, and it was art. I mean, first and foremost, when they first came out, it was strictly art. There wasn't any utility involved. It was basically putting an artist on a platform where they can go worldwide without them having to physically be somewhere, uh, like 24 hours a day, like with the power of the internet. That was part of what intrigued me about the NFT space, was that artists can definitely get their work on a whole different scale. As time went on, the technology evolved, where more and more blockchains were getting involved. I was in Ethereum first on that wave, and from there I jumped over to Solana. In the last bull market, I was a NFT trader. I traded for the last 3 years, and then I also trade cryptos as well. And for me, it was fun trading NFTs on a personal level, just because I get to see the artwork, and I get to. It was different for me, so it was something that really intrigued my mind, and it got me really into it. And I was in a alpha group with a couple of my friends that were big time traders in the space, and I just got to learn a lot from them pretty quickly. Uh, Going from there, I jumped over to Cardano, and right after that, I jumped into XRP right before XLS 30 went live. And I jumped over here because I'm a firm believer of the XRP network. Big fan of XRP. Is my favorite blockchain out of all of them. Everybody has their personal favorite team or favorite flavor ice cream, as I like to say. But one thing I can say about XRP that I can confidently say is that, as far as the usability, it's the by far the most user friendly platform. Like, if you brought anybody that never dipped their toes into the NFT space, it's one of the ones that would be very welcoming to bringing anybody that has never seen this for the first time ever. So I jumped into XRP, and I got to know Cryptologic John, which I want to give him a shout out as well. He's in the audience. We knew each other actually from 2021, and I saw what he was doing over here in the XRPL with XRP family on Sologenic. And once I made my way over here, I was talking to Cryptologic John, and I got to meet a couple of the OGs. You would call the OGs in the XRPL, and got introduced to Sologenic, and then even Coreum. But I always knew what Sologenic was because I had the airdrop and all that for holding XRP. But once I got into the XRPL ecosystem, I got to really know what they were building, and it was mind-boggling, to say the least. And since then, I've been very involved in the blockchain, and one of our personal goals was, for me personally, I look at NFTs as literally what it is, NFTs, and I do believe that in time these will all be chained together. Like, even XRP itself, they have some updates in the near future where they're trying to get in MetaMask implemented with Zum. So at some point, they're trying to connect ETH with with XRPL, and I do feel like in the near future these are going to be tied together like a spider web, almost like a pretzel in a way. But that's been mine and John and King James and everybody in Degen Titans' goal, was to be ahead of the curve and help bring people together, because just like Abner had mentioned earlier on, in building in bear markets, it's all about networking. It's about building with people with like-minded mindsets, people that want to be here for the long term, aren't here just to make a quick buck, here that believe in the tech, believe in what's being built in these ecosystems, and believe in NFTs, man. Because for me, it's for what it started from art to what it is now. I mean, you got companies like Proppy out there where they're NFTing real estate now, and they're selling their NFTing property in Florida as we speak. And I'm in the real estate game. I'm a realtor, so like seeing that kind of stuff is very innovative. And there's different ways that you can skin this cat. And that's just one example. And I see a lot of projects out there where they're doing a lot of innovative things, and I do believe this is the future. And I feel like these will be what comic books and pogs and all that stuff was to me when I was a kid. But now it's in a whole different scale where it puts the artist like really out there. If you have I'll give you another example. If there's if somebody could come up to me and have a Picasso painting and say, this is Picasso, and you can't really disprove if that's theirs or not. But with the power of blockchain, when you come out with these these beautiful pieces of art, you're able to, you can't lie what's on the blockchain, man. Whatever's there is there. So those are things that I love about this, is that everything is recorded in real time. You can't really falsify this kind of stuff. It's in the blockchain. It's in live time. Depending on what you're trying to accomplish with your project, there's so many ways you can approach it. And for me, it's exciting. To me, as crazy as it sounds, I get more excitement doing this than my regular job Monday through Sunday that I do for a living. And it's just something that I've really been into, and it's been a passion of mine. And for me to come on these spaces, I don't get paid to do any of this stuff. I do this completely for free, and because I have the passion for it, and I love to just chop it up and shoot the breeze and tell everybody that this stuff is here to stay, man. I mean, none of these big companies are going to get involved like Amazon and Starbucks is getting involved in all these types of $1 million corporations where they're starting to adopt it, and they want to implement it into their world where they're able to utilize it. I mean, even Coachella, they have concerts out here that are famous in the United States. Coachella, they want NFT tickets, and they want NFT tickets for sporting events now, and all this stuff that stuff that you would have to collect physically that can deteriorate over time, or you can lose it. With NFTs, you can keep it on a digital wallet. You keep it in real time as long as you don't lose your keys. I mean, it's basically yours until you either sell it or you burn it, or both.
That's
Okay,
right.
I
You
have a
make
question here. Go ahead, Abner, if you want to chime in.
Now you make a very valid point, Mario, especially when it comes to how when we create digital art is completely different than having a physical art because it lives on the blockchain. And the blockchain where the art is sitting on matters, and that's what we're talking about, the XRPL. Because when you compare it to many other blockchain, if you're an artist, if you create your art on XRPL, there is many benefits of actually building on XRPL that do not exist on any other blockchain. For example, if you're an artist, the royalty system, I strongly believe that one was began here at the XRPL, even though some other blockchain are already adopting it. That's a feature that is not on the ordinals yet. And you have other features that we do have here on the XRPL that don't exist elsewhere. But at the same time, you have many artists who are great here on the XRPL, but they're not well known yet because again, it comes down to the exposure. You know, when we have all these big companies like Amazon, as you mentioned, coming to the blockchain, once they start to see these artists, emerging artists on the XRPL, I can see that's where the adoption of um, art on the XRPL will continue to grow. So you made a very valid point, man, and I wanted to just acknowledge that because that is something that will encourage a lot of people who are trying to build here in the audience. You know, it doesn't matter. We are at the genesis of the NFT, and a lot of big institutions are noticing. And you will be noticed one day if you continue to improve, if you continue to build. You'll get to that point where your art will have a lot of meaning as well. Sorry to interrupt you, Albert.
Great insight there. I have a question, Snake. Since you've been in this game for over 3 years now, can you just break us down into the evolution of the different types of like crypto collectibles and the progression of how it has been from maybe 2018 or 2019 all the way to 2022 or 2023 now? My whole idea was that there are two types of crypto collectibles. There's the collectibles that are probably the native digital assets that have no equivalent value in real life. You know, there was the crypto kitties before. You know, there's also like virtual trading cards. These are some of these use cases that spring to mind. And there's also these in-game purchases of unique assets of anything that's virtually in kind. It's not real, it's not essentially real, but it lives inside the virtual world. Can you share with us, like, as you see these artists applying crypto economics to the virtual art? Let's say art derives much of its value because it is scarce or scarce in the rarity or the number of pieces of it. But you know, the internet of information also allowed us to copy free forms of expression such as images, songs, reducing the value sometimes to even zero as you lose track of the original. So it's like a double-edged sword. But you know, we're having this discussion here because we want this to be a very genuine discussion as we try to brainstorm and take, you know, NFTs, this world of, you know, physical digital assets, and progress it to the next level. I'd like to hear actually both your thoughts about this.
Well, with NFTs, there's so many different types of projects that are out there, from just straight profile picture art, where just straight PFP, no promises, just what you see is what you get type of approach. There's other that are played. I've seen video games where now even Fortnite is starting to get involved. I used to always tell John and some of my friends that game, I was like, man, if those guys ever got into the NFT game, because I see so many kids that spend a lot of money on like skins, for example, and now Fortnite's getting involved in the NFT game where they want to NFT their products, and there's already games out now where they're selling products within the game that you can resell basically, and you can make money on it. So there's a game that I own. It's called Big Time. It's on Ethereum, and it's one of the biggest play to earn games out there. And they have a lot of creators from Gears of War and I believe World of Warcraft and some other big platforms where they have like big time players that are getting involved in this space. And you have from video games like that to metaverse, where there's NFT projects that are creating a metaverse where you're going in there and you're experiencing your NFT in a different world, whether they're going to do it on the Oculus Quest or some type of VR headset, or you're playing on the metaverse through your PC or a laptop. So there's different kinds of different NFTs that I've seen out there that provide different things. I've seen other ones that provide gambling platforms that you can be incentivized to earn rewards and stuff like that. And I've seen reward NFT projects where they may be staked on certain liquidity pools where they're offering you, you know, monthly drip, as they would call it, or some type of reward of some sort. I've seen other ones where they're doing it for charitable causes, where one of our partners is into the Animal Foundation, and they're partnered with one of the biggest animal foundations in the world, and their goal is strictly to be charitable, to save animals all across the world. So it just depends on what the goal is. I've seen others that they want to build a TV show out of it, you know, and bring some of these NFTs to life in a TV show, and or either create a manga, or they want to create a story of anime and try to even get involved with huge companies like DC Comics or Marvel. So there's all kinds of projects I've seen out there that do different things, and I'm supportive to all of them. You know, like if they have to me, I don't. A lot of projects can have a lot of great things to offer, but for me, what was always the selling factor was the people behind the project. So like you can have a lot of great utility, but the community is to me, community is always going to be number one utility. Even though people don't like to bring it up, community is number one utility, because you can have the best stuff to offer, or you can have the best backing there is, which I've seen some with a lot of huge celebrity backing, and they're not necessarily successful just because they have all that connections. They have to. The community is the number one utility, first and foremost. If you have a strong community, the sky's the limit, because you can build off of that community, where you're building through the bear market, and whether you're collaborating with other projects with your community, you're doing raids with your community, you're engaging with your community. That's, to me, that's always going to be the number one utility that there is for any project. That's always going to be the basis. That's how we build things for any of our projects, is community first. Put the people in the front of everything, because if you know whatever you offer, it can't. If you don't have that, then none of the rest doesn't matter at the end of the day, in my opinion. So, with that said, it's always community first, and just putting the people in front, and working little by little. Just build and be transparent. Like transparency is great. You know, some projects they won't dox themselves, which sometimes it can hurt them. Sometimes it can't. You know, Bored Ape Yacht Club, they didn't dox themselves until much later, until they were put their foot in the fire. But by that time, they made millions of dollars, and they just stopped that. With that, D Gods, same exact thing. Frank D Gods didn't expose himself until much later on. You always want to let them know where you're at, even if it's good or bad news. Like, no news is never good news. So, like, you always want to be transparent with your community, and building that trust, because the more they believe in you, the more they're gonna want to promote you, in a sense, without you even, as a project, without even you actually paying a dime. You know, these people are just going to promote you because they believe in your vision, they believe in what you're building, and a lot of that has to also do with the partnerships you want to align yourself with. You know, aligning yourself with the right companies or the right other projects. Like ourselves, we aligned ourselves with the Core Council. These guys are building, man. These guys are absolute business guys through and through. You know, I've sat in many meetings with Albert, with Abner, with Mac, with Marco. You know, all these guys are extremely passionate about being a professional, and not taking any shortcuts, and just being people first mentality, which is exactly aligns with our vision and what we're trying to build. So that, to me, that's always going to be the number one factor towards any project you try to launch. It's putting the people in front of everything else, and then if you have utility, that's just a bonus, you know, and that's gonna. But it's not the first thing that you. I believe that with hard work and determination and will, and aligning yourself and being transparent and all those things I just mentioned, the money will come. That should be the last of anybody's goal, because people can see through that too. I come from the investing side, so these are things I look at. The when I bought NFTs, when I was flipping these, I looked at who was behind the project, like who were the people behind this. Like they had all this nice stuff or nice artwork, but there's a lot of nice artwork that flipped and went to zero too. So there, to me, it was mainly about the people behind the project, and what their vision was, and were they consistent? Are they practicing what they're preaching? So a lot of people can say things and they don't necessarily mean it. They're just saying it for the sales. And are they practicing what they're preaching? And if they had all those check marks for me, that was those are things that were important to me personally. And that's something that I brought to Degen Titans, where that's part of our vision. Like I look at things like what are the people going to think if I do this or if we do that? I don't. I'm not going to do it just because I think it's going to make me cash, dude. Like I don't care about
Yeah.
that. Like I do care about money. Don't get me wrong, but it's the people first. And even if I wasn't like that, Egberts is one of the founders. He's one of the biggest whales in the XRPL. If I wasn't like that, and I'm not saying it because he's in the audience, guys, this guy will kick me to the curb faster you guys can count to three, dude. And that's because he believes in the people first, and I share the same vision. So does John, King James, Tamika, Crypto Sage. Like we're all about providing a quality product, and and being here for the long term, man. Because I don't want to be here just uh, for one swan song. I want to be here for the long haul, if that makes sense.
You made a, you make a perfect comment there, Snake, because also if you have a team behind you that supports you, that helps you build, that contributes to the success of the art. You see a lot of fallouts every time within communities. And you see people, even though you have an art, if the team is not behind you, like you mentioned, your team is fully supporting you, it can really derail an entire project. I I'm very happy and very proud of how far we've come as partners, especially on the projects that we're building together and we're continuing to build. It's been an amazing journey because a lot of the things that I've learned about NFTs, I've learned through the partners that I've acquired through the core council. And you guys have a wealth of experience. And I say that with all respect because there's a lot of people in the audience, like young or new NFT creators, and they're looking for a role model or people to look up to when it comes to building a good NFT collection. It's people like you that they should be really looking up to because you have experience, you've seen the ups and downs, you've experienced everything there is to experience in this space. And there is no better partner to have or mentors to have in this space than you guys. So I want to give out that shout out to you for sure. And also shout out to your team and everybody else here who is supporting us. If everybody could do us a favor and just retweet this space, we're trying to grow as many people in the audience. We have a surprise that we want to launch to everybody today. We want to tell you guys some good news about something that we've worked very hard to bring to the table today. Um, you can't talk about building on XRPL without actually building on the XRPL. So um, we have amazing projects, and I think one of the projects that we launched as a co-council was the Coreum Punks, and the Coreum Punks came because of our love and belief in the Coreum blockchain. The Coreum, for those who don't know, Coreum was airdropped to all Sologenic holders, and Sologenic was airdropped to all XRP holders. So we're still following that chain of airdrops, and as Coreum being an independent blockchain, we decided to create the punk version for the Coreum blockchain. However, how we started the initial drop for the Coreum punk is we minted a big portion of the collection on the XRPL. And for all those who buy on the XRPL, they get an airdrop on the Coreum mainnet as it's becoming available. So we speak about building on XRPL, but we've been big contributors as well. As far as, quick sale and market and volume, we've contributed a large portion of our time trying to build an XRPL. And that was our first project, but I can say that was not the last project we're going to do on XRPL, because we strongly believe in the community that we've built. We love our community, and our community continue to show us love. But in this collaboration of many partners, we've decided to also bring something new to the eyes of those who believe in the art. This collaboration has been in the works for many months now, and we wanted to introduce something new, which is we want to build NFTs that are not just art. And in my opinion, and this is what drew me to the NFT world, is if you have NFT, you must have a way to engage the investors. You must have a way to add utility to the NFT. And when I saw some of the project on XRPL that had great utilities, I want to give a shout out to, like, for example, the co-heroes, the ex-workers from the NFT evolution. When I looked at their art and the utility that they put on their NFTs, I was like, wow, I would like to own a piece of this art. And when we are creating art now, I'm thinking every single day, how do I better the experience that I had first? How do I add utility to my collection? Because that becomes a key part for everything that we do, that we create art that is beautiful. And second, it has to add value to the person who chooses to buy it. Maybe Snake or Albert, if any of you guys want to drop the bomb whenever you're ready, and introduce a new project that we're trying to get people to look at.
Yeah, let's turn over the floor to Snake. Snake is the best person to talk about the bucks, the pork bucks, and
Open the
it's
box, Snake.
but Snake,
Okay.
yeah, take
Open
it
the box.
away. Snake.
Yes, I appreciate you guys. So the bombshell that we're going to be dropping today, guys, is a new project that we came in collaboration with the Core Council. This is called Porkies, which is coming straight to the Sologenic Marketplace. This is going to be in collaboration with myself, with the Core Council. We're also partnered up with Popper from Stern Owls. He's a part of this project as well. A very known artist in the XRPL. One of the best artists actually in the XRPL as well. Very, very talented. One of the goals behind this is we're putting a powerful treasury. A part of this this collection is going to be a collection of 5,000 NFTs going at 66 XRP a piece. Now, the utility behind it, for those wondering, is that we're going to be putting in the treasury 150 core hero NFTs, which provide a monthly drip of Coreum. For those that don't know, the core heroes NFTs is actually the most powerful Coreum NFT project there is out there. They give 100% of the staking rewards back to the holders, and we're staking 150 of those into the 5,000. And that's not all, guys. We're also going to be adding, for every 5 that you purchase, you're going to be getting 1 free Bitcoin ordinal. So what we're doing with this is it's going to be exclusively on Sologenic Marketplace. And with every 5 that you get, you're going to be on the rich list, and you're also going to get 1 free ordinal NFT on Bitcoin ordinals. For those that don't know, Bitcoin ordinals in the last 6 months, have been one of the hottest ecosystems right now in NFTs, period. They're sniffing behind Ethereum's back at the moment as we speak, and we're going to be bridging those two worlds together. The goal behind that is we want to bring new blood into the XRPL. And the only way that they're going to be able to get any drip from Coreum is they're going to have to buy the NFTs on the XRP side on Sologenic. Bottom line, if they buy 10 or 20 of the Porkies and the ordinals, they're not going to qualify for any drip whatsoever. The only way they're going to qualify for that drip, guys, is going to be directly buying the ones on the XRPL, which our goal behind that is we already have a successful project with the ape runners on that ecosystem. Have already been building our line of network in that world. I run weekly spaces with a lot of projects already on there. We're networking, guys, and a lot of these communities are already aware of this project as we speak. Some of the people are already in the audience, and the goal behind this is that we want to bring new blood into the XRPL. We want to show everybody exactly why I always tell everybody why I feel like XRPL is the most, literally the friendliest introduction to any experience in NFTs, and we want to show people on the Ordinals network, which has investors from every blockchain over there right now, including the XRPL. So it's not just people from Ethereum or Solana or HBAR or any blockchain that you can think of that's over there at the moment. There's even people in the XRPL that are over there, and we want to bring that back into this ecosystem. We want to help bring people, new people in here, show people what this ecosystem has to offer. And we're the first to be doing this. Our vision has always been is to bring all the different ecosystems together. We believe that everybody has the right to wave their favorite team's flag or blockchain. But at the same time, we want to show people what's the beautiful things about this blockchain, which is when I came into the XRPL, it's been, I love the Zum wallet, just to give them a shout out. Like, it's literally like the cleanest experience I have out of all the other wallets. No offense to MetaMask, but MetaMask is one of the worst experiences I've had as far as experiences with NFTs and everything, how you have to manually do everything. I hate that. Zum wallet, I don't have to do any of that stuff. Most people over there are so used to it, they find that normal. But I've come from that world, and I can tell you, when you have the usability effect here, a lot of people don't know that stuff. So this is what our goal is to bring both of these worlds together, bring people over from the Bitcoin network into the XRPL, and vice versa. They'll be able to see what the Bitcoin ordinal site is all about as well. They'll be able to get one free NFT. So if you don't hold any ordinals, you're going to be able to be exposed to that as well. And this is going to be a one-time thing. We're not planning on coming out with any more collections after this. For the Porkies, it's literally a one-time thing, guys. It's going to be one collection on the XRPL on Sologenic, and it's going to be one on ordinals, and that's it. If you guys haven't followed our Twitter, I would highly recommend it, because we're literally throwing giveaways every single day. We're going to be doing a huge marketing campaign for this, not only in the XRPL, but on Bitcoin as well. I live in these Twitter spaces, guys, so I'm literally doing this day in, day out, 8 to 12-hour days sometimes, man. Anytime I can get in there and talk, I'm going to do it, and because I have a passion for this. And the Core Council aligns with that vision too. They have a passion as well. They believe in this project. They want to be part of this movement that we're building. And when they come over here, they're going to be able to see what Sologenic's about. They're going to find out what Coreum is, because when I tell you I've held XRP since 2017, I didn't know what Coreum was until I came into this ecosystem. And most people don't even know what Coreum is. When I've been in Twitter spaces with Crypto Eyes, which we've already been doing Twitter spaces in the Ordinals ecosystem, when he mentions Coreum, a lot of people don't know what that is. And once they start peeling away the onion and peeling those layers away, they start realizing what sleeping giants are literally sitting over here. And that's part of the goal that we have behind this. It's a one-time thing between two of the top 5 blockchains in the world. Period. Like, not everybody's the biggest fan of Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, it's the biggest blockchain in the world right now. It's the king right now. So why not utilize that world and bring it into the XRPL, showing people what this space has to offer, and bringing that bringing that momentum into here. Because what's to say that
Absolutely.
we can't start that movement here? I think we can.
Yeah.
And with
And
that, I'd like to also welcome on stage the venerable Egbert from Australia.
The Egbert.
Welcome to the stage.
You know what, Snake?
Young at heart, and you're gonna live over 100 years for sure. Yeah,
I hope so.
Egbert,
How
please.
are you, everybody? I just want to just say to Snake, that's exactly right. That everyone's giving up on XRPL, XRP, all that sort of thing, and we want to build this so XRP has got some blood again. Like for every five ordinals, for every five porkies you own, you get one free ordinal, and then you're part of a drip feed. Now, if that's not community driven and community based, I don't know what is. That's giving back. You could sell an ordinal for $300 on the exchange. What are you paying for an NFT? Nothing.
exactly. And that's why I'm really supporting this project because it's a project that's completely designed to build the community app, you know, onboarding people from Ordinals, which is the Bitcoin network, bringing them to see the ads on XRP. And this is one thing people don't realize. If you build a project that bridge people, they might not just see the pokies. They might see your project. If you have any project on XRP, then people be like, oh, okay, there is X workers, there is Dejan's other project, XRP family, there's Coreum Punk, there is and all these other amazing art that exist on XRPL. We are actually bringing people to have a look and have that beautiful user experience that we experience every day on XRPL. So, but also we are saying to the people on the XRPL, if you hold five of these pokies, you get a Bitcoin ordinal. Why? It's the hottest thing there is right now. We need to change the mindset of being fixated on one specific blockchain. We need to explore our mind. We need to diversify our thinking, our portfolio, our NFT holding. And an XRPL project that manages to do that for the XRP community, for me, that is a big plus. And I really hope that the community is behind this project by supporting us. We doing our part by bringing other people to come to the XRPL. And also, that is very important because by doing that, we continue to build on the XRP and we're continuing to build in this bear market.
I can
Eh,
give a big shout out, Snake, to Atoshi and Zerps from X Savers because they were the first people to put their hand up when we put this proposal to them to help the community. And they are just so helpful and backing and retweeting and doing. They couldn't help good enough, the X Savers. I just have to personally thank them because they really got behind and they're helping us.
And I also want to.
Absolutely. And just like to also add that the opportunities in the XRPL, it's a bear market and we're still building despite the bear market. And Mario, props to you. I'm always up sometimes 2, 3 a.m. my time. You're always in a space. It's like it's incredible the energy that you give and imbibe and your commitment to make this a success. You're trying to help build communities together from Bitcoin ordinals to Ethereum. You mentioned you were in Cardano and now building on the XRPL. And this is huge. And I do believe that the opportunities are tantalizing. The art in other forms of expression increasingly begin as, digital medium, whole new categories of virtual art and collectibles. And I believe it's about to explode in value because for somebody like you and Egbert and NFT Evolutions, you're genuinely building a community, trying to keep communities together, and that is what is bringing value to these NFTs. One of the things that I wanted to also ask the two of you and three of you now in the speakers panel is also about the trendy artists that can become expensive in a very short time and then suddenly nobody talks about them anymore. Now, this is something I wanted to ask so that we can talk about ways for us to sustain the momentum, build the energy, and also to provide value to the communities. Egbert, please.
Yeah, we can't build these communities though without all the other people either, like the people like ex barbers and the ex savers and the bees project and all those people, because they are all supporting us, and we're supporting them, and this is what this is all about. We're not going to sit there and die. We're just going to sit there and do nothing. We're going to keep XRP alive, and that's what it's all about. But I'm excited because you're giving this thing away, truthfully, for a very good price for the community to try and get XRP going again. I'm excited.
And to add to that, guys, I don't I don't want to forget about Popper from Stern Owls. This is his project, essentially, that we had partnered with him, as he is the artist for Stern Owls. Once again, one of the biggest artists, most uh, gifted artists in the XRPL. This is part of his vision that he envisioned, and he has a really thick accent, so I'm literally his mic piece when it comes to this project. And we came to this conclusion together with this idea where he had this vision and he wanted to bring it to life. Uh, and we're here to go along for the ride, and we're here to help build and bridge this gap because we don't like the tribalism, man. We want to bridge blockchains together. We want to bring people together, and this is one step towards that direction that we're trying to hit this goal. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, man, because it's going to be an uphill battle for sure, but it's something that I think that we can accomplish with the team that we built together.
And one more thing I'd like to add before I also like to ask Abner's thoughts about this is that what I'm seeing is that even in physical artworks, there's always trends and prices go up and down. However, the trend cycles in NFT art marketplace are probably a bit shorter, at least in our, the considerable past. And currently, everything is developing at a very, very fast pace that can be confusing to people, and actually goes back to the way we build communities and the way we communicate with the community so that they can understand and keep, that we can keep them all engaged in it. So, one thing I'd like to also bring up to everyone's attention is also, you know, NFTs. They can be very, very, very expensive in value. There's a 18, 20-year old selling NFTs at millions of dollars at the bull market. But where exactly is the value? Is it associated in the unique digital collectible that can be downloaded by anyone on the internet, or in the smart contracts, all important bragging rights, or is it in having something on which to splash otherwise hard and difficult to spend Ethereum? Well, we know that the minting and Ethereum and the gas fees are just incredible, and that's precisely the reason why we considered, the XRPL or even Coreum in the future. That's the potential that we're seeing. And one thing I'd also like to bring is that second thing you mentioned about staking in a validator. The second kind of crypto collectible represents that claim on something that is tangible. And I think, Abner, you can chime in on this as your views on future utility that would make the value of these digital collectibles far more than just, the artwork or a Picasso, a digital Picasso. But there, the floor is free for, yeah. Maybe we start with Abner, and then we can get Egbert and Snake to chime in on that.
Sure. So when we think about the reward system that we're giving for every NFT, you have drips, which is the Coreum tokens which you receive just for holding. Now, the way you have to look at it is a small amount of Coreum, because Coreum is a new blockchain and the price is very low at the moment, the entry price. So the reward might appear to be small, but as we continue to build and as we continue to get out of this bear market, those rewards that you're accumulating now will be worth so much more. So not only now you have an art that is beautiful, but it also becomes expensive by value and also by the reward that you continue to receive. To me, that is a very, very good model because um, as a collector, not only you have a collection, but you also have a reward system that rewards your collection. If anyone here has not experienced the way this drip system works, it's something to really look into because for me personally, it's like you're having an airdrop forever since you're holding that NFT or piece of art. And that's something that we see mostly on the XRP ledger with the XRP community. This is something I'm seeing people implement in most, I won't say all, but most of the new XRP projects. We saw that with the X Worker, we're seeing that with the Coreum parts, and we're seeing that with other projects that exist here on the XRPL. And that is a very good thing to keep in mind because as an artist, we keep thinking of what is the best way to add this utility to the community? What is the best way to give value back? Because Mario clearly said earlier that community is a utility, but we want to continue building on that utility that we have. We want to keep adding more so that everybody who invests in a project, at the end of the day, they feel like the project belongs to them. And that's why I'm a very big advocate for having NFTs that reward you, not just by having a beautiful art, but also reward you in many other ways.
Yeah, to add to that is, I mean, it's just basically in a nutshell, we're trying to bring people together, man. And part of the reason that I even got involved on this side from investor to building is that I've seen things that just didn't rub me the right way, and I wanted to be a part of changing the messaging out there. From people just coming out and not being here long term, man. I want to be here for the long haul. I want to provide products that are going to be here for the long haul that are as close to bear market proof that we can get it to be, and network with other blockchains because if you pay attention to what the actual companies are doing, they're already connecting it. I mean, there's already a sponsorship between XRP and Solana. You can read it. It's out there. It's public. So these things are currently happening in real time, and I want to be part of that movement and to bring these ecosystems together because there's a lot of things that we can learn from everybody. Like there's a lot of things that I've learned from the XRPL that I didn't know when I was in ETH, and there's a lot of things I learned from ADA that I didn't know from ETH either. And Solana and so forth. And there's always going to be things that you can learn everywhere, and bringing these ecosystems together to the top 5 blockchains for me is a no-brainer. I mean, right now XRP is still in the top 5, and they have no sign of getting any settlement right now. When you're seeing Binance getting a settlement today, for example, they're with the SEC, and Ripple's been in a lawsuit for the last 2.5 years, and they're still in the top 5. Like, to me, that tells a lot about the people that are owning that coin, and that tells me a lot about what people believe in that. And for me, it's easy to see, not financial advice, of course, that whenever comes out of that, if it's a positive outcome, well, guess what's going to happen to the NFT market? It's going to be in the top 5 in daily volume, and right now it's in the bottom 30 in daily volume in NFTs, and I want to help change that. I want to help bring them into the top 10, into the top 5, and
And you're
because I
going to
believe in that
be
ecosystem.
and you're going to actually bring home the bacon. And one thing about the Porkies, maybe you can tell a little bit more about the storytelling here, because I'm looking at the page and the white paper. It's just so beautiful. The artwork is beautiful, but the way it was written was just fine art. It was funny, creative, and we're already seeing some of these influencers, resharing the content, and it's only been days. Like, maybe you can share more about the story, the insight, why you came up with the Porky's idea. And I know Egbert, we have the creators here. Probably, I don't know if they were in the audience, but maybe Egbert and Snake just share more, just to excite the people who are listening now.
Absolutely. Well, one of the other utilities is we're currently partnered with local poker platform, the first poker platform on the XRPL. We do intend to hold a monthly or bi-monthly tournament. We haven't uh, ironed out the specifics yet, but we do plan on throwing some tournaments where we'll be doing giveaways, and we plan on doing tournaments with other communities or private tournaments within our community, or even between the ordinals ecosystem on the Porkies against the XRP ecosystem of the Porkies, because not everybody's going to jump to both sides, and we understand that part. But even if we can get a small percentage of that market share to make that jump over here, we're a winner, because there's a lot of people that are spending quality, good money right now that I think that we can bring over here with what we're building. And that's one way that we're going to do it, is we're going to engage communities together. We're not just going to throw something on the wall and hope it sticks. We want to be engaging with the community, where we're gonna throw these types of tournaments with our lovely partner in the local poker, and with our other partner, we're gonna come out with some cool merch too, guys. Like, it's gonna be some really cool merch. Shout outs to Marco, because he's working on that in the background. And some of the things that we're gonna add to that on our utility is we want to add some augmented reality to the NFT. So with one of the applications that we have access to, you'll be able to see these NFTs come to life. So if you buy your PFP on a shirt or customized hat, whatever it comes out to, you'll be able to use this app and see your NFT like you've never seen it before. And these are just a couple of things that we're adding to the ecosystem. The main thing is going to be that treasury, because for those that don't know, there's still 2 more airdrops for Coreum that are coming up this year. So that means there's 2 airdrops of 2 juicy rewards that are going to come back into that 150 that's staked in our treasury, and that's going to go back to our holders. And for me, I held 5 core heroes. I'll just give you guys some outlook. I held 5 core heroes, and it gave me around 1,000 Coreum last month.
Wow. And we have 150 of these coherers waiting to add to the value of the Porkies. So all the rewards of the 150 coheros will be distributed to the people who hold the Porkies. So not only you're getting those rewards, you're also getting a Bitcoin ordinal. So please don't forget that. So the project is simply designed for you. And the way it's priced, that's why I'm interested in, because a lot of NFTs, based on how much value they add, they're priced based on that. And for 66 XRP to get ordinal, to get a monthly drip of all this reward, it's really a small fraction to pay. Because if I don't know if for anyone who's been to the ordinal market, some of these ordinals go for like ridiculous amount of money, like when you flip them. And this is not the first rodeo for Snake on the ordinal market. He has another successful ordinal that they sold out, the ape runners. So they know what they're doing on that side of the market, and also they have that experience when it comes to the ordinal. So combining the two, making an ordinal being part of a reward of an XRPL project, is really just taking it up the notch. And we can't wait to see how this will unfold, because good things are coming. That's one thing I want to say.
Yeah.
The good things are
Yeah.
coming.
And there's a lot of great projects in the XRPL, like a lot of great projects, people building. Like, I see the Terra Teddies, for example. Shout out to those guys in the crowd right here. I see Jake Hill and some of the guys, and I've known these guys on a personal level, and these guys are doing some amazing, amazing stuff. And like bringing people from that ecosystem into this ecosystem, they're going to get to see projects like the Terror Teddies or the X Zombies or the XRP family or so forth and so forth. And these are a lot of hidden gems, in my opinion, not financial advice, guys, but that are backed by big guys that are believing what they're building in. They're community first. They're no nonsense attitude of being transparent and just bringing it right to your face and not sugarcoating it, man. Just telling you for what it is. And I'm I'm excited, man, because that whole I'm trying to fish from that big pond or that big ocean and bring a bunch of those big fish into this pond, and then they'll be and then some people here will be able to see that pond over there, but and this is just part of what we believe that's happening in the NFT ecosystem. If you see what's happening in the last 18 months, there's a lot of cross chaining. It's nothing new. We're just going to be the first ones to do it in the XRPL. We're going to be the first ones to try to accomplish that by bringing two of the top five powerhouse blockchains together under one roof with the porkies, trying to get that bacon, man. Every guy loves some bacon, man. I mean, I love some of my bacon with eggs every morning, guys. So, and I know a lot of guys that love bacon too. So, we're just trying to get that bacon. We're trying to get the people over here to uh, excited, bringing back the hype into the XRPL. I want to be part of the reason that this starts skyrocketing up as far as daily volume again. I feel like this is such a great ecosystem with Sologenic and all these great projects that are building Coreum. The core heroes. Can't got shout outs to those guys, man, because they have one of the most powerful. They have the most powerful Coreum drip project on the XRPL, like period. They're giving 100% back to their holders. They're not pocketing any of this stuff, guys. They're giving it straight back to the holders. They have over 3 million Coreum staked in their validator, guys. So we know a thing or two why we chose that specific project to put in the treasury, because we wanted to give back as much as we can back to the people, give them an opportunity to earn their money back, man. I mean, who doesn't want to throw 150 USD, give or take, for 5 NFTs, and then potentially uh, earning their money back through the drip, or even just flipping the ordinal for the first 1,000 people that get that free ordinal. They get an opportunity to sell it, and right now the market over there is they're hitting around 13 million a day. So there is noise going on over there, but we feel that we can capitalize on that noise by connecting these two ecosystems together, so people can see what this world has to offer. Because to me, I love the XRPL, man, and I try not to shake my pom poms too much, the XRP ones, but I do love it, man. Like, I feel like there's a lot of great stuff happening here that a lot of people should know. Like, and this is part of the movement that we're trying to build here is let's attack their floor, but at the same time we're bringing something to your world, because just like in any business, I can't go knocking on their door trying to sell a product, but if I'm not providing any type of value in return for them, they're not going to listen to us. It's the NFT space. It's a you scratch my bag, I scratch your back type business, and we feel with what we're offering here, people in the ordinal space will see the value, and at the same time, in the XRPL, they'll see what's going to be happening on that side when we're marketing the porkies there, and they find out, hey, you can get drip, but the only way you're going to qualify for that drip, guys, is you got to own 5 of the porkies on the XRPL. You don't get any drip with the BTC side. The only way you get it, you got to own 5 of these on the XRPL. And
Okay,
but
we have
at the
a
same
few
time,
questions here. One of it is actually asking when the Porkies will be, when is the premiere night of the Porkies and the solo decks? That's one of the questions. Do we have that already? Or is there a week that we want to launch it? Mario?
Yes, we're looking to push the port keys by next Friday. This Friday upcoming that's coming, guys. We're already collecting a whitelist. That if you join our Discord, the only way you'll be able to get the instructions on that is by joining the Discord. You'll be able to get all the information you need in the Discord, as well as finding out about the latest giveaways that we're doing. We're going to be holding giveaways every single day with blue chip NFTs that we're going to be donating from our own wallets, man. I donated an X Walker out of my own wallet, an alien one that I loved, but I'm doing it because I believe in this project and what we're building here, and I'm proud to be able to have the core heroes within our treasury because they're one of the they're one of the hottest drip systems there is. So we want to align ourselves with great with with great utility that's going to be here long term. That's going to be here for the people and give you an opportunity to, you know, to make some money. We're not charging an arm and a leg. We're charging 66 XRP. Even if XRP goes down tomorrow, still 66 XRP, guys. It's not going to change. So it's going to be at that. You get 5, you get 1 ordinal. Once we sell out on the XRPL, we're going straight to ordinals. We're not going to jump the gun. We want to focus on the XRPL first. We want to make sure it gets the max exposure it can get. We're already having influencers retweeting our stuff and that are interested in our project. Some that are going to be coming out soon and promoting our project as well. We even had Coreum Concepts came out with an awesome promotional video. Shout out to Coreum Concepts, because he came out with a freaking cool ass video where he's already talking about the porkies and everything that we're building. So shout out to Coreum Concepts for that. And we're just getting started, guys. We wanna light the fire in here. We're getting the gasoline cans and we have a couple matches. We're gonna light this place on fire, man, because we think that what we have right now that we're building is the bridge that we want to build from that blockchain into this blockchain, and for them to be able to see some of these awesome projects, not just from the Porkies, but XRPL period. Because we don't believe in being tribalistic. We think there's enough money for everybody to make. We don't gatekeep whatsoever. If anything, I threw away the keys, guys. We're not gatekeeping anything. We want to collaborate with all the great projects, including guys like Terra Teddy's. So I would expect to hear from me guys in the DM soon. So, I would love to be on your show, guys, because you guys have an amazing show. So shout outs to you guys. And we want to just build and shout outs to the XP Army in here too, man. This guy's an amazing guy, community first driven person. Tommy, freaking badass guy, dude. Like he's always been one of the biggest supporters of ours, and he's been nothing less than excellent when it comes to what he provides to his community. So these are guys that we want to align ourselves with. Ex Sabers, these Zerb and Toshi, they're the marketing directors of this. They're the ones driving the ship too with us. We have a team of like 7 marketing guys that are part of this team, and we're going to be pushing this. We're not going to stop. This is one of many Twitter spaces we're going to be throwing. This vision has come to life because of Popper from Stern Owls. This is his artwork. This is his vision. Everything he wanted to do. We're just jumping on on this boat with him to help him drive this boat and to take it to the promised land, because we think that what the bridge that we're trying to build here can be something special, and we hope that it brings more eyes into this blockchain and bring more investors here. Who doesn't want fresh blood? I know everybody in XRPL, man. I want to see some new fresh blood here, where we get to say, oh, who's that guy? I never seen this guy before. This guy came from ETH. Oh, who's that guy? He has a DGods PFP. This guy came from Solana. Oh, who's this guy? He has a Clay Nation PFP. He comes from Cardano. I come from all these blockchains. I have NFTs on all these blockchains. I want people to come over here. I just saw Charles Hoskinson 2 weeks ago bury the hatchet with XRP with David Schwartz. And what's to say that we can't try to capitalize on that and try to bridge this stuff, man? Like with networking, with promotion, with building relationships. That's how to me that's how it's done, and I I'm excited. I'm excited to be alongside with the core council. These guys are the most professional group of guys I've ever come across on the blockchain. They they're very enthusiastic on everything. They aren't afraid to tell me if something's if I'm steering the boat in the wrong direction. They definitely give me their opinions, and I respect them 110% because um, they have the best in mind for the community too. They don't want to just throw something in the air and hope it sticks. They want it to make
Um,
sense,
Thank
and
you,
this is
Mario.
a team effort.
Well, no, thank you very much for the shout out and your honesty because um when I joined the core council, that was the vision to actually build something of value to the community. And that's what I'm seeing here. I did reach out to XB and the Teddy guys as well, Terra Teddies in the DM yesterday, my time. And I did tell them the mission that we've always had here at the core council is to really unite communities. I try my best to reach out to as many communities on XRPL because I believe in elevating others. If we're doing so well, I would like to see somebody else do well. If I'm doing poorly, if my NFTs are not selling and somebody look at me and say, "Hey, how can I assist that fella over there so I can get him the spotlight that he needs, so he can shine?" That is the community I want to be part of. And I'm saying that because I want to extend the same invitation to every single person who is listening here today and who will listen to the recording. Because at the end of the day, we created this space building on XRP because we are building, but also we want to build a community. We really want to build a strong, healthy community that continue to support each other. All the tribalism that you hear in the space, all the and I say that and I really mean it because you hear people say what I just said, like, build the community, but they don't deliver on that. Um, Mario being here and many other in here that we're working together is a testimony to what we're trying to achieve. Um, and it's partnerships like this that makes me really happy to be part of this ecosystem because it means a lot to bring all these people in here together and talk about this. So please, guys, if there's anybody in the audience who has a question and want to ask a question directly, please ask for a mic. We're happy to listen to you. And sorry to interrupt you again, Mario. I'll give the mic back to Albert and we'll see if we get some questions.
And Mario, it's just a joy listening to you, just hearing your passion. That you can go
Yeah,
on for
sorry.
another hour or two. But I know that there were so many people that were listening here, and I wish Bob and Reza were listening to you here. This video that's recorded has to reach people like Bob, Reza, so that they can see that there are genuine people that really want to build the market size of sologenic. Like we want more users. We want people to come on board into this platform, the sologenic NFT marketplace. And we're trying to make as many people see it. And for somebody like you, Snake, and that's precisely the reason why I think you're going to be featured, right? In a content from the sologenic team. And maybe that's the reason why they saw that in you. And imagine if we have more people like Mario, more people like Egbert, more people like Brian B here that, with that spontaneous combustion of energy, excitement, positivity, and support with one another that actually brings and elevates and just defeats that negative energy and the competitive. Sometimes competition is good, but sometimes it actually can go down when you try to rip each other off. But then we're all mature people here, or at least we're maturing every day. And that's the reason why we're running this space, so that everybody is invited in the future. And this is the way we will be going forward for core council, and having Egbert, Snake, to be here, and also the Porkies project that keeps me very, very excited. That even on weekends, like we're working, Snake, and also Egbert, like every day, it's like we're working more than 12, 15 hours, because I see you guys brainstorming, thinking of ways to spread the word, and coming up with creative, exciting messages, and not just doing that, but also thinking of ways to improve our strategies on community building. And that's why here you just gave a quintessential example, Snake, of your lessons, your learning points, and also the best the best practices that you're sharing to everybody who's listening now. It's a gem that you're sharing it, because you're not selfish as a person. You want everybody to succeed, and that's why you're supporting the other communities, the other validators. You're giving away some of your most prized UFO NFT collections, and sharing the love. And I see that as the way forward for core council, for NFT evolutions, for Egbert and Degen Titans. And we're very, very happy that we held this space today, and we'll continue to run these spaces. I wish we had more time, but yeah. Egbert, do you want to chime in Abner?
So
Yes.
you're right.
Go ahead, Egbert.
I'm just saying it can't be done without the team, and the team is you, King James, John, all the people that are in our teams. They are community driven, and that's what we like about being in partners with them. And Snake and all the people that are associated with us is because we really do want to promote everybody. And if anyone wants to get promoted, we're happy to promote you, and we're happy to do business with you. That's what I wanted to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Egbert, for that. We have G who wants to come to the stage. He has a few words he would like to say. If we can get G up, please, Albert.
Who? Maybe make a
G
request, so I can actually approve it. G. Okay, what's the handle?
from the Territories. XRP aliens.
Yeah, you have to make a request so I can approve it. Okay, there you go. G. Okay, G. Welcome to the stage, G. Hope that the connection is clear, and yeah, take it away, G.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is G with Terror Teddies. Thanks for having us out.
Welcome.
Sorry, a little out of breath. I ran downstairs. I heard my name. Shout out Snake. Shout out Court Council for inviting us. But first time joining your space. Like what I'm hearing. I completely agree. All about community, right? And none of that tribalism. You don't really see that on the XRPL. Sorry about that, guys. I literally ran down. Something
You're gasping for air. Go ahead.
yeah, gasping. So excited.
Gotcha.
But we had the privilege of speaking with Snake a few months ago, and it was an honor. A lot of information shared there. It was a great call. Since then, the project's really been growing and taking off. And number one is that community, right? The Terror Teddies do have a super strong community. They're all about the community, promoting growth within that community. For example, Jay Killen here, right? A musician. You're probably all aware of that. Contributed music that they recorded. Actually created a Terror Teddy's anthem, right? That some of you probably have heard. If not, I would definitely check it out. But probably the number one thing with Terror Teddy's is that excuse me, the community. As far as their project, it's an NFT project. They're just wrapping up phase one. of the roadmap, which consisted of Teddy games where for free the community members or anyone could participate in these games to win a free PFP. Those PFPs now, I think the floor price is like 1,800 XRP for free. They have gaming partners with Airdrop Gaming, Loco Poker. For those PFPs or the NFTs that they gave away to members, they have complete IPFS rights to those NFTs. The community is making merch with that product, designing brands. So basically they gave them a logo to use for their products. We're partnered with Xeno Mining, so we're getting Coreum.
You're right.
With the completion of phase 1 and going into phase 2, there's additional plans around more games, more kind of pools. They're also, you've probably heard, they're also launching a decentralized 589 radio that's supposed to launch here within the next few weeks. But that's super exciting, huge for XRPL, right? Specifically focused around the XRPL. But yeah, it's super exciting times. The Genesis Mint, you mentioned Genesis earlier. The Genesis Mint will be launching here shortly. Also, I would say within the next week or two, just finalizing that date. Plus, we got cat food for all the members, so definitely check it out. And yeah, I appreciate you letting us come up and kind of talk a little about the Teddies. Snake, appreciate the shout out. And yeah, it'd be great to set something up and possibly, get you on one of the spaces to talk about your project more.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time as well.
Yeah,
Thank you, G. I appreciate the love, brother.
Yeah, man, it's cool. See, a lot of our members will flop back between like your PFP and the Teddy's PFP. So I love that community engagement with the multiple projects. The Teddy's, it's all about collaboration, and they had a lot of collaborations to start with a lot of big name projects on the XRPL. So it's really cool to see the growth, and it's cool that everyone wants to grow together, right? It's not everyone's just there for each other, and that's what's really cool about the XRPL specifically compared to my experience on other blockchains, right? It's kind of cutthroat in other areas.
And
Before
thank
we
you,
wrap,
G.
thank you very much.
For coming on stage. And also, we have final words that we can invite Egbert and Snake and Ice just to impart your final words before we wrap up our session today.
No, my final words is just to add what G was saying from Terra Teddy's. Is just building together with like-minded individuals, like-minded projects, side by side, non-tribalistic, and just rooting for each other, man. There's nothing wrong with rooting for somebody else's success. I believe in good karma. If you do
Exactly.
good for people, I believe it good. They're not trying to step on each other's toes and throw the knives on each other's back per se. Just being transparent and just building to make the space bigger. Because if we're all literally side by side, building alongside each other and helping, being an army, I mean, the army is going to be hurt a lot faster than somebody in each corner waving their flag.
Right.
So I'm a believer of that too. So my final word is let's build together, guys. Let's build for the sake of making the XRP a lot bigger than where it needs to be, than where it currently is, because I believe that this should be in the top 5, top 3 in daily volume every single day because of what it has, what the usability experience. I can't brag about that enough, guys. I've been in all of them. I tried them all. The cleanest experience. If I bring anybody over here that never bought NFT in their life, it's about as easy as it comes.
Right.
Submit, to get an NFT. So I want to show more people in the world this stuff, and I think aligning ourselves with like-minded individuals, like-minded projects will get that. We'll definitely get that point across, and we'll make our voices be heard. And thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Just before we wrap up, G, can you please mute your mic?
Yeah, there's some echo, G. Egbert, would you like to say something before we end and wrap up our session today?
I just want to say, well, Snake took it all away. It's good on you, Snake. You're just such a speaker, man. You really are, and it's all about community building, and that's the truth. And let's get XRP going and see what we can do together. And that's all. There's nothing more to say. It's the greatest thing.
How about you, Abner, before I wrap up?
All right, just thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. Um, we will continue to build. We will continue to deliver. The Porkies is right now our hottest project, and I want to encourage everybody to have a look. Just pay attention to what we're releasing. So please follow the Porky page. It's in the audience there. I've just put it, or you can just follow us individually as well, to continue to get value from us, whatever value we bring. And most importantly, we are nothing without the love and support of the community. I really want to emphasize that point. And it doesn't matter what blockchain you come from. Today, we're XRP Army, and we need to continue building each other up. We need to continue that support. Let's elevate each other up daily, because that's the only way we're going to survive this bear market. And the good days are coming. The bear market doesn't last forever. And when that day come, all these projects that we are seeing and we're building now on the XRP ledger will be absolutely in their peak, when it comes to value. So let's not forget that. We might not see value now, but the value is definitely coming. So I appreciate every single person. Thank you for your continuous support, and we will see you guys in the next place.
And hello, and one more thing is that we'd like to also thank everybody who has helped, form the core council to where it is now. And today we also received the news that our good friend from our board, from core council, has made a decision to resign and step down. His name is Scott McKenzie, and he has been a towering force in the Coreum and the XRPL, even in the Ethereum ecosystem. And he has made that decision to actually step down because of his focus on his family and travel. And he said that he was really here to build and set up the foundations of Core Council and be able to help establish the team that we have now. And now we're growing as like many teams as a small company and also as a small community. We have, Corium Concepts here. We have Abner. We have Marco. And we have many others who are in the audience now. And we really appreciate the work that Scott has given to the community and also to each and one of us. And we wish him all the best, and we'll continue to stay in touch with him. And the future is bright. The future is bright. And like, I've been in many startups and companies before. People move on, people seek new challenges and new territories, and would definitely will see him fly high and succeed in his future endeavors. And this, likewise for many of us here, let's continue to press forward and let's continue to support one another. And it's been a great space that we had today. I want to thank, of course, Snake and the Porkies Project, Egbert, and also those who are listening from the audience, everybody. We even have Tamika, Ramiro, and the rest of your team who is listening and listen from start to end. We even have XPR Nation. Before his name is XRP Nation, now he's XPR Nation. Thank you for also joining the space. We have a number of the Coreum punks holders. Some of them are actually whales that believed in our project. Please also consider the Porkies project. The launch will be next Friday. and we'll send out more announcements through the Porkies page. And thank you, Mario. Thank you, Egbert, and everybody. Have a good weekend. We'll make more announcements to our just to announce everybody on when our next space is going to be and our future initiatives. But yeah, sayonara, everyone.
Hey, thank you again.